Hello everyone, welcome back to Faewood Mead, or welcome to Faewood Mead. If this is your first time here, thank you for joining us. Figs and strawberries. Pretty classy combination, I would say. Kind of makes a really great, like, midsummer type of mead if you are harvesting some fresh figs and strawberries. All the clippy cloppy is my dog, so sorry about that. His little clicky clacky claws. This is a fairly simple recipe, just using strawberries and figs, you know, kind of a blend of fresh and dried. But I do believe that you could get a similar type of thing if you only have access to dried figs, because fresh figs are really expensive unless you have like your own fig tree or you know someone who has a fig tree. They don't really give too much flavor. I think it's more mouthfeel-y. It does provide a decent mead base, but you could create that in other ways. Or you can just skip that and add strawberries and dried figs in the secondary. Anyways, I don't want to say too much. Y'all can just continue watching the video to see what I did. And then I have a special guest for the tasting portion here at the end. So the evening before my ferment, I took my partially thawed figs and soaked them in half a teaspoon of pectic enzyme and almost 12 ounces of Dutch Gold clover honey. I read this method helps pull more sugars from the fruit, but let me know if that's a myth or if you think that's a myth, I don't know. To get my fermentation going, I add 1.09 grams of Opti White, 2.5 grams Go Firm, 1.3 grams of Rouge Tannin, and 1 gram of Booster Blanc. None of these are essential, except maybe the Go Firm. And I went with this half packet of EC1118, partially just because I needed to use it, and partially because it is known to be a very clean fermenter. Technically, you should dissolve your Go Firm first before adding your yeast. As you can see, I did not do that. After about 10 to 15 minutes, you're going to want to add a little bit of must to your yeast starter, just to help with their acclimation and get them going with some sugars. And I've got a starting gravity here of 1.080. Really, when you're working with fruit, using a brewer's bag is super helpful, just so that you have less mess and you don't have to do what I did here to get an accurate gravity reading. This is about 2 days later or so. Fermentation is going super well, and I add a nutrient addition here. And then just over 20 days later, this is what the cap is looking like. As you can see, the fruit cap on this is really thick, so I just gently scooped it off the top. After testing my gravity and seeing it's down to 1.00, I went ahead and stabilized. Now somehow, I totally missed filming the strawberry edition. I don't know what happened there, but I had added 2 pounds of strawberries and only left them in for about 2 weeks before removing them, racking, and then adding 3 sliced dried Black Mission figs. Oh my goodness. For my honey to back sweeten, I added 2 tablespoons each of lemon and Monterey, and this raised the gravity up to 1.010, which is kind of on the drier side for me. And then quite a while later, I bottled. So this ended at about 10.5%. All right, here we are. It is time for the tasting. And I have with me today Garrett, aka Man-Made Mead. So excited to have him try this mead and be a part of it. So thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for inviting me. I am happy to taste your meads, and I don't get to very often, so it's kind of fun when I do.
Yes, I know, samesies. It's the negative side to living so far apart.
We do bring some to Mead Stampede. That was the last time I had some of yours prior to tonight.
Oh, yeah.
And it's been a hot minute, so it's kind of fun to see what you've cooked up over the past year.
So in case I didn't say it before, which I probably didn't, this is 10.5% and at 1.010.
Yeah, what a wonderful color. Obviously, it's always fun to me whenever you pour something, and I've seen old YouTubers do it too, where the bottle's clear, and they're like, wow, look at that color. And then they pour it in a glass, they're like, oh my gosh, look at that color. And you're like, you saw it here.
Like it's literally the same.
Yeah, and there's no difference between what you poured from here and to here, so I had to make it dramatic.
I think I did do a pretty good job clearing that, though.
What a rich, velvety nose. It's like...
So yeah, jammy.
It is. It does. It literally just smells like an actual jam that you would... Obviously, it's not, but it has that aroma. That's wonderful. The fig is really popping through as well. It's not like all strawberry, which is interesting. Like the strawberry's there, but it's like warmer fruit profile. The fig is popping out.
Yeah, I think they're pretty balanced in the aroma. Okay, are you ready?
I'm ready.
I haven't tried it in like a while, so
okay.
I'm excited. Yeah. Cheers.
Cheers. Oh yeah, that's the same profile on the taste.
Ooh.
Silky, velvety. The nose definitely smells a little sweeter than the actual taste, but it's not like off-putting. You know, sometimes we taste things and the nose is so vastly different than the flavor profile that it takes you back. Takes a second to go, what have I tried? This is not the same way. It's just not as sweet as it perceives.
Well, and typically I would have made this sweeter, but I held it back a bit because, I don't know, so many people that I know are not fans of like sweeter meads in like the 1.020 to 3.0 or 4.0 range. Maybe I'll hold it back a bit, see how it turns out, because I have definitely made sweeter like strawberry and fig meads.
Well, my wife really likes fig Newtons, and so I recently bought some great value fig Newtons in like the massive pack. I mean, it's the family pack, so it's super large. Every morning, I kill about 8 or 9 of those things. You've done a great job of capturing that profile. And the strawberry adds a lot of balance, like a good blend to the fig. It doesn't detract from the main flavor, but it also adds some brightness. It's a very 3D brew to me, because you've got a good flavor profile with this. The tannin structure is nice on this. It does have a little chew. Just got a little acid to lift up the profile. That sweetness level is nice too.
Yeah, because if I did it again, I'd make it sweeter.
You don't like it at the sweetness level?
I mean, I like it, but it's like I want slightly more.
I definitely would not go past like 5 more points or whatever, because I think it just gives it some more interesting flavor. The honey character is still there, which is nice. You've kept a fair amount of flavor there.
I like it.
I think you did a great job. And I think that figs are such an interesting fruit I've never worked with. So now I want to go make something with figs.
I feel so lucky because my mother-in-law, I just call her mom, but she's got a beautiful, huge fig tree in her front, in their front yard. So I have all these frozen figs, which really, like fresh to frozen, doesn't hold as much flavor as the like dried figs.
Yeah.
But I like to ferment on those because then I think it creates so much more body.
Yeah.
And you have like a nice base, and then I put dried figs in secondary to kind of boost their flavor a bit more.
Thank you for sharing. This is fantastic.
Yay! Thank you so much for being here. You all are not following Man-Made Mead for some silly reason, then you definitely should. I will link his channel down below. And check out all my other links while you're scoping around, Like and subscribe if you want to. That would be awesome. Be super, super helpful. That's it. Try this mead if you wanna. It's pretty legit. I think you could get a similar outcome even if you just use dried figs in secondary. All right. Thank you all so much. I appreciate you. Mwah. Okay. Bye.
Bye.